Hi, this is Ladey from Keep Unfrozen Ministries. This week has been a strange, distracting kind of week, but very pleasurable. But in that lies a difficulty, and the difficulty has been focus. I've focused on lots of different things, not simultaneously, but a bit of something each day. Consequently, I've started many things, I'm in the middle of things, but I'm not finishing anything, which is quite frustrating. Now, in management speak, there is tools which tell people whether they are finishers, starters, where their strengths lie. And I'm always a starter because I love starting new things. I also like finishing things, get very frustrated when they're not finished. And it's that bit in the middle that I have a bit more difficulty with. Now, I got the podcast, it started. It's kind of finished, but it hasn't been delivered. And I'm so frustrated about that because this was the week it was to happen. Now, I could be quite patient with myself and go, right, okay, timing is everything. But at the end of it, I think, why isn't that out? I could blame resistance. But actually, resistance, or the devil, I've always seen him as coming in, stealing like a thief, destroying, as we're told. But actually, sometimes he can be so tricky that you don't realise that he's underpinning things and taking away. A bit like when you build foundations and then it's not on good land, and so you get subsistence, and bit by bit that foundation cracks. I'm finding him a little bit like that because I've got these distractions which are wonderful, but they take me away from the main business. They take me away from the publishing, they take me away from doing these broadcasts, and they take me away from the new podcast. All of which I'm doing because I want to communicate God's word. I want to share how he works in my life and how he works in other people's lives. So, of course, I'm going to have resistance. So my resistance this week has been the sunshine, because that has drawn me out to the garden. It means I've gone more onto the wall. Let me show you that, so you can see where my temptations lie. Just from where I'm sitting, here's my view of my garden. And the wall at the back is what I've built, and round the sides is going to be the walled garden, which I'm in progress of building. And it's been wonderful to be able to, this week, start back on that. But of course, the moment I start back on it, it means I can't do other things. I've got a greenhouse full of seedlings just saying, the sun's come out, get us in the ground, which is wonderful, and I love doing it. While I'm doing that, my focus is diverted. Isn't it easy how it happens? So this week, yes, podcast week, and we decide to change the office round. We take everything out of the office, and Dennis builds a beautiful new desk piece for me. Now that is absolutely wonderful, but it means I can't get access to the computer. Not a problem, I can go outside and do things, but it means the broadcast doesn't get done, the podcast doesn't get done, the business side doesn't get done. But I'm having a great time. So I've come to the conclusion that actually the trickiness is it can interfere with your perseverance, it interferes with your focus, and it also interferes with you actually doing anything and finishing, completion. How is it for you? Let me know. But the interesting thing is I thought, I'll go back to the word. Where does it tell me about how I can cope with this? And I like drawing on words, so I was thinking of Paul's race metaphors and perseverance and keep running the race. And then I looked at some of the things about the devil, how he takes things away. And I caught one which I thought, oh, this is absolutely brilliant. This is exactly where I need to be. And this is the verse. But it didn't work. It said about the devil outwitting us, but that we know about it. But the problem was, the verses before that were talking about forgiveness And it's because we know about forgiveness that we don't allow the devil to get his foothold in our lives. And I realised actually this is the problem when you take verses out of context. And actually they weren't written. Paul didn't write his letters and put verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, chapter, Galatians chapter. He didn't write it, he wrote the whole thing and it flowed as it was. We've just separated it out for our theology and for us to understand it more. But the verses weren't always meant to be so separate. So I'm not going to put a God word in today. And I'm not going to put a blog either. It's all about this video. So share with me what you think. Share with me what your distractions are. Do they turn into procrastination? Do they turn into just going off on a tangent and you never get by? Are you butterflying or can you focus? I am so thankful that Jesus didn't have these problems. He had focus. He had focus. He knew what he was there to do. He knew his right timing and he delivered. He started, he did his middle piece and he completed. And he continues today. So his work isn't finished because his work is in you and in me. Lady Adey, keep on frozen.